Dear students, today we are going to learn a poem, Nose versus Eyes, written by William Cowper. The poem is a satire on the judicial system. Nose and eyes are the two parties. They have a dispute regarding the ownership of the spectacles. Nose tries to grab the spectacles and succeeds in the attempt. Eyes need the spectacles but do not get it because of our judicial system. Justice is given without empathy and common sense. Nose and eyes represent human behavior. The poet criticizes the legal system in a humorous way. In this video lecture, you will learn new words from the poem, analysis of the entire poem in English, poetic devices, and appreciation of the poem. Let's get started. See the list of new words. Contest means conflict or fight. Dispute means disagreement or clash. Spectacles means glasses used for clear vision. Wig means a covering for the head made of artificial hair worn by judges. Baron means a powerful person. Discerning means showing good judgment. Amounts to means becomes. Straddle means extend across both sides. Ridge means an edge. Saddle means a seat for the rider. Condemn means express disapproval of. Decreed means ordered or commanded. Solemn means formal and dignified. After learning these new words, now see the poetic lines. The poem has different 8 stanzas. Every stanza has 4 lines. Open your textbook, see page number 88. Nose versus eyes. Between nose and eyes, a strange contest arose. The spectacles set them unhappily wrong. The point in dispute was, as all the world knows, to which the said spectacles ought to belong. So Tongue was the lawyer and argued the cause with great deal of skill and a wig full of learning, while Chief Baron here sat to balance the laws. So famed for his talent in nicely discerning. In behalf of the nose, it will quickly appear, and your lordship, he said, will undoubtedly find that the nose has had spectacles always in wear, which amounts to possession time out of mind. Then, holding the spectacles up to the court, your lordship, observe they are made with a straddle, as wide as the ridge of the nose is. In short, designed to sit close to it, just like a saddle. Again, would your lordship a moment suppose it's a cause that has happened, and maybe again that the visage or countenance had not a nose. Pray, who would or who could wear spectacles then? On the whole, it appears, and my argument shows, with the reasoning the court will never condemn, that the spectacles plainly were made for the nose, and the nose was as plainly intended for them. Then, shifting his side, as a lawyer knows how, he pleaded again in behalf of the eyes. But what were his arguments? Few people know, for the court did not think they were equally wise. So his lordship decreed, with a grave, solemn tone, decisive and clear, without one if or but, that whenever the nose put his spectacles on, by daylight or candlelight, eyes should be shut. William Cowper. These are the poetic lines. Sensory organs are personified in this poem. Here, eyes and nose are the two parties fighting the case. They are fighting the case for the ownership of the spectacles. The tongue is the lawyer and ear is the judge of the case. Analysis of the poem. See stanza number 1. Between nose and eyes, a strange contest arose. The spectacles set them unhappily wrong. The point in dispute was, as all the world knows, to which the said spectacles ought to belong. Now, here, sensory organs, nose and eyes, are personified. They are described as people. Now, there was a clash between nose and eyes. The reason of the clash was the ownership of the spectacles. Both nose and eyes claimed the ownership of the spectacles. Stanza number 2. So, tongue was the lawyer and argued the cause with great deal of skill and a wig full of learning, while chief baron ear sat to balance the laws. So, famed for his talent in nicely discerning. Now, here in this stanza, the sensory organ tongue is described as a person. Tongue was appointed as the lawyer in the case. Here we see some new words. Wig. Wig is a special covering for the head made of artificial hair worn by the judges. Baron. Baron means a powerful person, and discerning means showing good judgment. Now, here the tongue became the lawyer and argued the case skillfully. Here was the chief baron who wore a wig to become a judge. Here listened the argument carefully as a judge. Now, in this way, here we see tongue became the lawyer and ear became the judge to solve the problem of nose and eyes. See stanza number 3. In behalf of the nose, it will quickly appear, and your lordship, he said, will undoubtedly find that the nose has had spectacles always in wear, which amounts to possession time out of mind. Now, here we see argument made by the tongue. While making arguments on behalf of the nose, the tongue said that the nose had always worn the spectacles. It wears the spectacles, so its possession should be given to the nose. Now, in this way, here the speaker tongue, the lawyer tongue, tells that spectacles are made for nose. Now, see stanza number 4. Then, holding the spectacles up to the court, your lordship observes they are made with a straddle, as wide as the ridge of the nose is. In short, designed to sit close to it, just like a saddle. Here we see some new words. Straddle means extend across both sides. Ridge means an edge. And saddle means a low part of ridge between two high points sit with a raised ridge. Now, here we may say the tongue continued the argument, showing the spectacles to the court that it has a bridge between the two lenses to sit on the nose. The nose has a ridge for the spectacles, and the spectacles has a bridge for the nose. Now, in this way, here tongue skillfully make arguments. See stanza number 5. Again, would your lordship a moment suppose it's a cause that has happened, and maybe again that the wages or countenance had not a nose. Pray who would or who could wear spectacles then? Here we see some new words. Wages or countenance means face. There is also we see short form TIS means it is or it's. Now, here the lawyer is tongue, The tongue again argued that if the face had not a nose, who would wear the spectacles? Now see stanza number 6. On the whole, it appears, and my argument shows, with a reasoning, the court will never condemn that the spectacles plainly were made for the nose, and the nose was as plainly intended for them. Here, condemn, condemn. Here, no or yan sound is silent. So we say condemn means express disapproval of. The lawyer, the tongue said that his argument is based on reasoning, so the court will not condemn it. The lawyer proved the court that the spectacles were made for the nose and the nose was made for the spectacles. Now see second last stanza. Then shifting his side as a lawyer knows how, he pleaded again in behalf of the eyes. But what were his arguments? Few people know, for the court did not think they were equally wise. Now the tongue shifted his side and made arguments for the eyes. The tongue pleaded on behalf of the eyes. The tongue did not make impressive arguments. The court thought that the arguments on behalf of the eyes were not so wise. Last stanza. So his lordship decreed with a grave solemn tone, decisive and clear, without one if or but, that whenever the nose put his spectacles on, by daylight or candlelight, eyes should be shut. Here, decreed means ordered or commanded. Solemn means formal and dignified. Decisive means producing a definite result. These are some new words from this stanza. At last, the judge gave the verdict in a grave tone, without any hesitation, without using if or but. The judge ordered whenever the nose put on his spectacles, the eyes must be shut. Now, in this way, the final decision was given by the judge, and we may say this decision or this verdict is not good. The justice is blindly given without any empathy and common sense. Let's learn language style and poetic devices. To make the poem attractive, the poet has used some poetic devices. Now see personification. In this poem, many sensory organs like nose, eyes, tongue, ear, such organs are personified. Now see the example of personification. So tongue was the lawyer and argued the cause. Now in this line, tongue is described as the lawyer. The tongue is personified. So this is an example of personification. You may find out many examples of personification from this poem. Inversion. In this figure of speech, word order is disturbed. Now see the example of inversion. Between nose and eyes, a strange contest arose. Now here, the word order is disturbed. We may say the correct word order. A strange contest arose between nose and eyes. Now this is the correct word order. Rhyme scheme of the poem. See the first stanza. Here, rhyming words are arose and nose, wrong and belong. Here, the first line rhymes to the third, and the second line rhymes to the fourth. You know, rhyme scheme always begins with A. So, the rhyme scheme is AB, AB. Appreciation of the poem. See the question. Write an appreciation of the poem. considering the following points about the poem, poet, title, theme of the poem, poetic devices or language style, special features of the poem, message or moral in the poem, your opinion about the poem. With the help of these points, we may write appreciation of the poem. Now see the answer. Point number 1 about the poem, poet, title. The poem Nose versus Eyes is a satire on the judiciary system. The poet William Cowper is known for his satirical works. The poet criticizes the legal system in a humorous way. The title of the poem is perfect. It reveals the clash between nose and eyes. Theme of the poem. The sensory organs, nose, eyes, tongue, and ear, are personified in this poem. There is a dispute between the nose and the eyes regarding the ownership of the spectacles. Nose and eyes represent human behavior, which is greedy. According to the poet, justice is given without empathy and common sense. The poet criticizes the legal system in a humorous way. Poetic style or figures of speech. There are 8 stanzas in this poem. Each stanza contains 4 lines. The first line rhymes to the third, and the second line rhymes to the fourth. Different sensory organs are personified in the poem. The poet has used many words related to the legal system. Special features. The poem is written in a dialogue form. Here we see the arguments by the tongue as a lawyer. The arguments are perfect and the verdict is given without empathy and common sense. Usually, people do not criticize the legal system, but the poet dares to do it. Message or morals in the poem. The poem is a satire on the legal system in a humorous language. Justice should not be given without empathy and common sense. The sensory organs in the poem represent human behavior. There should be positive changes in our judiciary system. My opinion about the poem. This is a beautiful poem on the situation of our judiciary system. I liked the personified sensory organs, which stand for human behavior. Justice should not be given blindly. Dear students, for more videos, subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.